At the top of the hour, we told you about 6 CU Boulder students who overdosed over the weekend at an off-campus fraternity house. Police say the men overdosed on cocaine that may have been tainted. All 6 are recovering and expected to survive. It happened at Kappa Sigma on Saturday, a fraternity that's been expelled from the college. Investigators are looking into whether this was related to pledging at the fraternity.
We are joined now by Steve Carleton. Steve is a certified addiction specialist at Porch Light Health. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Steve, these students were hospitalized because of suspected laced cocaine, and we know cocaine can be laced with a lot of things, fentanyl, xylazine, and others. What are these other drugs, and do we know why cocaine is sometimes laced with these things?
It's a great question. It's something that people should really understand and know about. With all the substances out on the street right now, these are largely substances that are made in these clandestine labs. They're all sorts of chemical mixtures, nothing organic, if you will, and people should really be aware at home. If you're buying illicit drugs off the street, they might be intentionally laced with these substances like fentanyl or accidentally as well.
Steve, why is this mixing so deadly?
It's so deadly because you're mixing powerful substances that do multiple different things. And right now what we're seeing is really a 4th wave in this fentanyl crisis, with not only opioids causing all these overdose deaths, but also stimulant and opiate combinations. Those types of deaths are really going through the roof.
This is really shocking because it happened amongst, students at a university. What should parents be talking about with their students and even teenagers about drugs?
I think the biggest thing people should be talking about is that if you're going to parties and you're out there socializing and you know that friends and other people at those parties are using drugs, people should be carrying Narcan. People should be testing drugs if they are choosing to experiment and do that type of thing. I think that's really critical. And parents should understand that it's not the people using these drugs that are going to administer the Narcan. It's people that are not using these drugs that are going to be saving people's lives.
And if you have an adult in your life, a loved one who says, I'm an adult, I make my own choices, what's the best way to approach this topic?
Well, I just think if you're a parent right now, you probably grew up in the 80s and 90s when they really used a lot of scare tactics about drugs. They told us that using drugs one time could kill us, and it wasn't really that true then, and it is very true now, that using one time can really kill you. And for teens, teen and adolescent drug use is dropping, but the overdose rate is exponentially going up.
Really tough conversations that
really
could
tough.
save a life. Steve Carleton for us tonight. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Well, taking a closer look now at the fentanyl crisis. The law went into effect last year, creating harsher penalties for fentanyl dealers connected to deaths. Fentanyl overdoses claim hundreds of lives in Colorado each year, but Denver 7 Investigates found that prosecutions under the new law have been rare. We sat down with the sheriff of Arapahoe County after the department made its first arrests related to a fentanyl death.
These cases are very difficult and very time-consuming to prosecute. You have to track down how the individual who overdosed and, unfortunately died from the consumption of those narcotics, how they got their hands on it, whether it was through a social media platform, whether it was through somebody just on the street. So there's a lot of work that goes into that.
For perspective, in Denver, the 2nd Judicial District has prosecuted 6 cases of fentanyl distribution causing death. Consumer investigator Jacqueline Allen found some cases are moving forward. She sat down with one family who says it's sending a powerful message. Find her reporting and hear from a mother who fought to have her son's case get to court on denver7.com/investigates.